Hola y bem-vindo, and welcome back to Travel Top 10 Cinemated, the channel where we count down the world's most incredible destinations in stunning cinematic style. Today we have another beautiful top 10 for you. Yes, you guessed it. Today we are heading to the largest, wildest, and most spectacularly diverse country in South America, Brazil. The world's greatest rainforest, the most powerful waterfall system on Earth, white sand dunes with turquoise lagoons, jaguars stalking through the world's greatest wetland, and a city so iconic and so beautiful that it has become a symbol of joy itself. Brazil is a country of superlatives. Everything here is bigger, wilder, and more extraordinary than anywhere else. This is our personal top 10 of the most incredible destinations in Brazil. These are our picks. Yours might look completely different, and we'd absolutely love to know. So sit back, grab your notebook and pen, because you are going to want to write these down. Let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 10, Bonito. Hidden in the heart of the Brazilian state of Mato Grosso do Sul, Bonito is one of the most extraordinary and underrated natural destinations in all of South America. This small town is surrounded by some of the clearest and most pristine rivers on Earth, fed by underground limestone springs that filter the water to an almost unreal crystal clarity. Snorkeling in the Rio de Prata, you drift effortlessly through a world of sparkling turquoise water, ancient submerged trees, and thousands of colorful fish swimming calmly around you in perfect visibility. Add spectacular cave systems, dramatic waterfalls, and abundant wildlife, and Bonito is a nature lover's paradise unlike anything else in Brazil. Into the wild at number 9, the Pantanal. The Pantanal is the world's largest tropical wetland and the best place on Earth to see wildlife in its most raw and spectacular form. Spanning over 150,000 square kilometers across Brazil, Bolivia, and Paraguay, this extraordinary ecosystem is home to the highest concentration of wildlife in the entire Western Hemisphere. Caimans line every riverbank. Giant otters play in the waterways. Capybaras graze on the floodplains. And then there is the jaguar, the most powerful predator in the Americas, which can be seen here in the wild with a regularity found nowhere else on Earth. A boat trip down the Cuiaba River at golden hour, with a jaguar prowling the bank just meters away, is one of the most extraordinary wildlife encounters on the planet. Dancing into number 8, Salvador. Salvador is the soul of Brazil, a city of extraordinary energy, color, and cultural richness. As the first capital of colonial Brazil and the center of the African diaspora in South America, Salvador has a unique and vibrant identity that is unlike any other city in the country. The Pelourinho, the historic old town, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site of colorful colonial buildings, Baroque churches, and cobblestone streets that come alive with the sounds of Afro-Brazilian music every night of the week. During Carnival, Salvador hosts one of the largest street parties on Earth, with over 2 million people dancing through the streets behind enormous music trucks. Salvador is joyful, proud, and completely alive. Reaching the top of the world at number 7, Mount Roraima. Mount Roraima is one of the most extraordinary and otherworldly landscapes on the entire planet, and one of the most adventurous destinations in all of South America. This ancient flat-topped mountain, or Tepui, rises 2,810 meters above the surrounding jungle on the border of Brazil, Venezuela, and Guyana, its sheer vertical cliff walls disappearing into the clouds. The summit plateau is a world of its own, a surreal landscape of black rocks, pink crystals, carnivorous plants, and endemic species found nowhere else on Earth. Arthur Conan Doyle used Roraima as the inspiration for his novel, The Lost World, and standing on its summit, surrounded by clouds and prehistoric wilderness, you will completely understand why. Arriving in South America's greatest metropolis at number 6, Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo is the largest city in the Southern Hemisphere, a colossal, relentless, endlessly fascinating megalopolis of 22 million people that never stops moving. This is Brazil's financial powerhouse, its cultural capital, and home to the finest restaurants, museums, and nightlife in South America. The Paulistano street art scene, particularly in the Villa Madalena neighborhood, is world-class, with enormous murals covering entire buildings. The food scene is extraordinary, from Japanese restaurants in Liberdade to Lebanese food in Bixiga to the finest churrascarias you will ever visit. São Paulo is not pretty in the conventional sense, but it is endlessly compelling, creative, and alive. Catching waves at number 5, Joquina Beach in Florianópolis. Florianópolis, known simply as Floripa, is Brazil's most beloved island city, and Joquina Beach is its crown jewel. This spectacular beach on the Atlantic coast of Santa Catarina state is famous for its powerful waves, making it one of the premier surfing destinations in all of South America, and for its extraordinary backdrop of giant sand dunes that rise dramatically behind the beach. Sandboarding down those massive dunes and then plunging into the Atlantic is a quintessentially Brazilian experience of pure joy and freedom. With crystal clear water, consistent surf, and a vibrant beach culture, Joquina is Brazilian beach life at its very finest. Discovering another planet at number 4, Lençóis Maranhenses. Lençóis Maranhenses is one of the most surreal and extraordinary landscapes on the face of the Earth, and one of Brazil's best-kept secrets. Stretching for 155,000 hectares in the northeastern state of Maranhão, this vast national park is a world of enormous white sand dunes, some over 40 meters high, interrupted by thousands of crystal-clear freshwater lagoons of the most vivid turquoise and blue, formed by seasonal rains that collect between the dunes. No rivers flow here. No vegetation grows, just endless white dunes and shimmering blue pools stretching to every horizon. A landscape so alien and so beautiful that it seems impossible that it exists on our planet. Standing before the most powerful waterfall system on Earth at number 3, Iguaçu Falls. When Eleanor Roosevelt first saw Iguaçu Falls, she reportedly said, "Poor Niagara." And she was right. Iguaçu is not just the most spectacular waterfall in Brazil, it is the most spectacular waterfall system in the entire world. Stretching nearly 3 kilometers wide across the border of Brazil and Argentina, with 275 individual cascades plunging up to 82 meters into the gorge below, the sheer scale and power of Iguaçu is absolutely overwhelming. The Devil's Throat, where the majority of the water converges into a single thundering curtain, creates a wall of mist and sound that can be seen and heard from kilometers away. Standing at the edge and looking down into that boiling cauldron of water is one of the most humbling experiences on Earth. Entering the lungs of the Earth at number 2, the Amazon. The Amazon rainforest is the greatest wilderness on Earth, and one of the most important ecosystems our planet has ever produced. Covering over 5.5 million square kilometers, an area larger than the entire continent of Europe, the Amazon is home to 1 in 10 of all species on Earth, including 40,000 plant species, 1,300 bird species, and millions of insects yet to be discovered by science. The Amazon River, the largest river in the world by volume, carries more water to the sea than the next 7 largest rivers combined. Traveling deep into the jungle by boat, sleeping in a lodge above the forest canopy, watching the pink river dolphins surface at dusk, and waking to the deafening symphony of the jungle at dawn, the Amazon is an experience that will change how you see our planet forever. And our number 1 destination in Brazil, and one of the most iconic cities on Earth, Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro is one of those cities that makes you gasp the moment you see it. Built between the Atlantic Ocean and the mountains, with white sand beaches curving around an impossibly beautiful bay, Rio is widely considered the most naturally spectacular city on the entire planet. Christ the Redeemer, arms outstretched on the summit of Corcovado Mountain, watches over it all with a serenity that feels almost supernatural. Sugarloaf Mountain rises straight from the sea. Copacabana and Ipanema stretch for kilometers of golden sand, And then there is Carnival, the greatest party on Earth, when the entire city explodes into a spectacular, euphoric, week-long celebration of music, dance, and pure human joy that has to be seen to be believed. Rio de Janeiro is not just a city, it is a feeling, and once you have felt it, you will spend the rest of your life trying to get back. And that is our personal top 10 of the most incredible destinations in Brazil. What an extraordinary country! From the crystal rivers of Bonito to the carnival energy of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil is a country that will take your breath away at every turn. But now we want to hear from you. Do you agree with our list? Did we miss your favorite Brazilian destination? Drop it in the comments below. We read every single one and absolutely love hearing your travel stories. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join the Travel Top 10 Cinemated community. Ata logo, and we'll see you in the next one. Safe travels, everyone.